Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Ghost Fishing. It's kind of late. It's 1:45, which is close to the low tide tonight. Low tide's actually at about 1:40, I think. Sometimes having 3 kids and doing stuff, I've got to shoot my content late at night. I'm a little bit tired, but we'll get through it. Basically, I've got to wait for the kids to go to bed and then I get out and about and try and shoot something for you guys to see. So this is actually going to be the first episode of my live bait series. So it's just showing you guys how to collect your own live baits, which to me are as good as lures. So I don't use dead bait at all, but I'm quite happy to collect live bait and use live baits. And basically the target species tonight for live bait is live prawns. I will be throwing all these prawns back tonight, but I just want to show you guys how I go about in collecting them. A few of the key tools that you will need is a head torch. Now I've got long clothes on because sandflies are right on the river's edge, and sometimes even getting from your car to the river you get absolutely smoked by sandflies. I can already see them flying around, so I just wear long clothes. Even if these get wet, doesn't matter, I'll just chuck them in the wash. So yeah, you'll need head torch, long clothes if you don't like sandflies or spray, a pair of shoes that you don't mind getting wet, or a pair of waders. Just there are sharp things that you do step on in some of the areas, a bucket, an aerator, which I don't have, but if I was going to keep these for a high tide later and target brim or jacks and stuff like that, I'd have an aerator with the water filled up halfway to keep them oxygen to that water so those prawns will live for longer. And the little scoop net, that's the main feature there. That's for catching the prawns. So I'll just get myself ready and then I'll show you guys how I go about catching these prawns. The key feature here is finding a creek that has sand flats you can walk on and weed beds around those sand flats, so at low tide there's only knee deep to 5 inches of water, and I'll show you why, and this is why and how I catch my prawns on foot with just a scoop net. Alright, got shoes on, got everything. Let's go get them. One other tip I will say is if you're like me and you've only got short pockets or nothing waterproof, try not to take your keys with you. Find a tree where you can stash them, that you know that they'll be. There's a bottle next to this tree, so I remember there's a bottle there. And stash your keys close to where you're going to walk back to your car, so that way you don't drop them in the water or lose them. Alright, now the idea is walking slowly, because if we've had a lot of rain, and by the looks of it there is a lot of prawns, and you don't want to stir up the water too quickly because you won't see them. Now I tend to look for the bigger ones. What do we got over here? Some sort of little fish. I think it's a tiny little. Look at that. That's the coolest thing I've ever found in my net. Let me get this guy. He spiked me. Look at that. That is a tiny little flathead. Tiny little dusky. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. He is as long as my middle finger. Me Rudy. Look at that. That is so cool. I'll let this guy go. 50 mil. Let him go. There he goes. How cool was that? That was sick. But we're on the hunt for some bigger ones. That's a potty mullet there. Don't know if I can get him. I'll try. Also, how to catch a potty mullet. Look at that. That's a little potty mullet. What a perfect little jackbait that would be. Or flathead. Or a lot of species would smash that. That's incredible. I wasn't expecting that. I was going to show you guys another way how to catch potty mullet with a little hook. That'll be in the series as well, but I thought I'd grab him while I'm at it. Look at his eye. His eye looks epic. Alright, we'll let him go too. And then we'll move into the prawns. Okay, there's a better prawn. And you just whack your net. Oh, he took off, I think. Oh no. Whack your net straight over. And then they're quite easy. You can dig them out with your hand like that. Because they bury into the sand. And just their eyes will stick out. Now I'll just show you this beautiful prawn. Okay. That there is a nice little brim prawn. You do get them up to schoolie size, like this big if you keep searching. But you can get a bucket of them in an hour, half an hour. Keep them alive in a yabby tank. And they are really good bait for brim, jacks, little white, even whiting. Everything eats a prawn. And a live prawn, fresh, is a lot better than a frozen one. Yeah. See if I can scoop up more potty mullet. I reckon I could here. Ready? We'll see if we can scoop up this potty mullet. Bang, another one. Look at that. So if you wanted to get jack baits, that's another way of doing it with a net at night time with a head torch. I will do another episode with catching them with a little hook and some bread as well, but I'll add this in tonight's netting one. Look, here's another mullet. Watch. You just get your net, just go in slow. You blind them with your torch, straight underneath, and boom, got him. That's another potty mullet. Oh, nearly lost him. Look how perfect he is for jacks and flathead. Poor condition, but oh, look at this. Look at the sores on them. Oh my god. Feel sorry for these creatures at the moment. This floodwater must be really affecting him. Little sores on him, on his head. He's just got ulcers. Can barely swim, poor fella. Let him go. He's like dying. Big mullet. Let's see if I can catch this guy. Look at him. Got him. Look at him. Sores all over him. Look at that, red spots. That's bad, man. I'm actually shocked. Come prawning and I'm shocked to find that. That's a good little, that would be a good little dewy bait. Or I'd even swim that for flathead. I'll let him go. He's not in good health. Oh, it's blowing my mind. See, their eyes are just poking out. Like there's another brim. Good little brim one. You put a little 1/0 hook through the tail. With a live prawn, you just put a 1/0 hook straight through the first, where's the tail? The first joint. Straight up through that joint, and he'll still swim like normal. Bang. Yeah, so hopefully you can see what I mean. You just see their red eyes. You can't miss them with a torch. Their eyes just glow like this iridescent red. And what happens is if you don't rush up on them, they just bury in the sand and they don't move. And they're very, very easy to catch. See this guy here? Watch if I crawl up to him. We'll see if we can get him to, look, he's starting to bury. There he goes. He's got the torch on him. So he's fully buried now with just his head sticking out. There's his eyes. I could probably grab him with my hands. Bang. There he is. And there's your prawn. That big red eye, and you crawl up on them and blind them, they just bury. Pretty sick. Good bait. Look at that. That's a mad shot. Off you go. Go on. Get. Not near the toadfish. But yeah, very, very effective bait. Big bucky. Oh, he is a good buck. Look at his nippers coming out. That is a good crab. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, a bit slow, buddy. Show you how to wrangle a mud crab. Okay. Doesn't want to let go of me net. That's a solid mud crab. Almost want to keep him. There we go. Look at that. It's a good muddy. Take him home. Go find my bucket. Come back. Alright, just got back to my bucket. I got that crab. He's a full big buck, so you know, I'm taking him home. There's another red eye. He's digging in now, see the torch? Makes him dig in, and then there's his whiskers. You can't let his whiskers touch you. Boom. Got him. There he is. Rubber good brim bait. Prawnies. Let him go. Come on. Shh. Oh. Good sight. Oh, here we go. This is what we've been looking for. This is a schoolie. Alright, he's digging. blind him. Look at that guy. So you keep blinding him. He's digging. Oh. And again. Dig. That might just net him for you. No, there he is. Look, there's his eyes. Got him. There we go. Look at that. That there is a better prawn. Hook through the back. Once you have them, they're fairly tame, aren't they? They're a cool creature. It's weekend. Like, he doesn't even care now. He was scared of me at first. Now it's just playing wrestles with him. Alright. See you, bud. 4 potty. Watch this. Ready? See how many I can get in one scoop. 3. 3. 3 of them. Madness. Alright. Time for me to go home to bed. Before I fall asleep. It's going on 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna leg it back to the car. Thanks again for watching another episode of the Ghost Fishing Guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As I said, you can do this in any river system that has sand flats that drain out at low tide. Basically, as the low tide drains out, all the bait fish and the prawns just sit in that really shallow water on the edges, or even in the middle if there's a shallow stream. You don't have to come this late. I just do because it gives me a chance to do stuff on my own and do it casually without kids. But it is also really fun to take your kids with you at an earlier hour, like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, bottom of the run out, and torches and little scoop nets with the kids, which I do, and show them the biodiversity and how it all works. And it also teaches them how to catch their own bait for the rest of their life as well. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you next time. See you next episode. Peace.